99% of riders forget about this one thing that is so important in every other sport and sadly neglected in our own. Why does hardly anyone do this when it only takes an hour a week and has such clear positive effects? You've heard the old trope that the horse does all the work when we ride. So funny. Riding is a lot of physical work, and so is the care of the horse involved before we ever get in the saddle. But that means many riders leave their fitness to only what is gotten through horse care and riding. No other sport does this. And horses and riders are failing to reach their full potential because of it. A study performed in 2015 studied 10 horse and rider pairs riding the sitting trot, both before and after an 8-week core exercise and strengthening program. The differences they saw between before and after assessments were astounding. The rider's individual crookedness in using one seat bone more heavily than the other grew much more symmetrical. The riders being better balanced, the horses began moving out better, with an 8% increase in stride length. Even so, the riders were still able to sit this more animated trot with symmetry. In such a short time, and with so little comparative effort, these horse and rider pairs saw a measurable increase in performance. The study unfortunately did not specify what specific exercises they used, but 3 phases were identified: warm-up, strengthening, and stretching. The participants used no equipment and exercised for only 20 minutes per session, 3 days per week, for 8 weeks. The study authors did cite the book they used in making the exercise program, which is freely available online. It's called Core Assessment and Training. I went through this book and pulled out a few exercises that seemed to fit the study descriptions to share with you. And the disclaimer, I'm not a kinesiologist. This is for information purposes only. The warm-up phase can be quite simple. Take a brisk walk for 5 minutes or less, walk on the spot or jog on the spot. If you have a treadmill, that's also an easy warm-up. Learning neutral spine is important for all core exercises. On hands and knees, first drop your back as low as you can. Then arch your back as high as you can. Now settle in the middle. This is neutral spine. Use neutral spine for all of these exercises. The plank is a pretty typical one in core routines. Elbows under shoulders prevent shoulder and neck strain, as in the top photo. For the bird dog, not pictured, on all fours extend one arm and the opposite leg, slowly and controlled, without moving your back from neutral spine. Lower slowly and raise the other diagonal pair. The middle picture here is a bridge. If that is hard enough, stay there, but you can make it harder by raising one leg off the ground, keeping the knee bent, placing it back down, and raising the other, as if you were walking in place. The hand walk starts with the downward dog, as in the last photo. If that position is hard enough, stay there. But you can make it harder by slowly walking your hands forward away from your feet one at a time, until you are stretched as far as your core can maintain your spine. Then walk your hands slowly back in. Finally, the stretch phase. Foam rolling is highly effective for stretching, but the study didn't use any equipment, so those exercises from the book were not used. I, however, use foam rolling regularly and find it very helpful for my riding. The hamstring stretch is pictured here. For the pigeon stretch, sit with both legs straight out in front of you. Bend the right leg 90 degrees and move your thigh out perpendicular to your body. Bend the left leg 90 degrees, also so that your left calf is directly in front of your chest. Bend forward from the hip, if possible. This can also be repeated with the other leg in front and the opposite leg out to the side. Finally, a very low squat, held for some time, is an effective inner leg stretch. This table is given in the book for the routine. The exercises are run through in order with a diminishing number of repetitions and an increasing number of sets throughout the 8 weeks. For example, in week 1, you would do 8 repetitions of each exercise, then take a 3-minute break. Repeat 8 reps, 3-minute break, and once more 8 reps to complete the 3 sets. The next week, you only need to do 6 reps, same 3 sets. Week 3, still 6 reps, but 4 rotations through the exercises, and so on through week 8, building stamina and strength so you can do your best by your horse. Who's going to do it? Comment below if you are so we can cheer you on and encourage each other.